the children of the one Yahweh. Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given this law to us.
How you feel about that right there? About basically the Atlantic slave trade, man. How you feel about that? How you hold on, where the alligator baby? How you feel about them feeding our kids to alligators? You think it's wrong? How you feel about them hanging us, bro? How you feel about they coming to take this Native American's land? You think it's wrong, but you think it's wrong, but you don't think nothing should happen to them. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong that you think nothing should happen to the people that did that. Like how you gonna say it's wrong, but there's no consequence for the action? I don't get that, bro. You saying that, but you just say earlier, hey, somebody killed my family. Yeah, something gotta happen to it.
I didn't say something has happened. To me as a person,
yeah.
Emotion would lead me to want that person to die. But me being a woman,
But you gonna let him go? You gonna let him walk? You gonna let him walk right out the door after he just shot your wife?
I have to.
You have to? Bro, what? Be a man, bro. What you mean? If a man just shot your wife, or you gonna let him walk out the door? You gonna let him live?
I have to.
Why? Oh, did he? So.
You're not leaving my self-defense. You can't do self-defense.
No self-defense?
If he's trying to harm me, then I'd understand that.
But he just, okay, yeah, he just shot your wife in the head, man. He just point blank range, bound. You gonna let him walk out the house?
Me killing him doesn't make any difference.
Ooh. Hey man, where was you raised?
Why does that matter?
I just need a little background to get your understanding.
You began with you're not gonna judge me.
Hold on, huh?
You began with you're not gonna judge me.
Yes, but I didn't ask you nothing about that. I just asked you where was you raised, for I can understand where you get this so merciful to your enemies concept. Huh? In America? Dallas, Texas?
No, I'm not.
Where you from? Houston?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You from Houston? What part? Fifth floor? Third? What? Third? Fifth? What part of Houston? South?
Why does it matter?
Hey man, I want to know the people you was raised around, bro, because I know some brothers in Houston, man. They ain't letting that fly. They ain't letting that fly, bro. But you gonna let your enemy walk out that door. You gonna let that man that murdered your wife walk out that door. And you know what? By you letting him walk out that door, you know what you're doing? You let him go kill someone else.
Right. But what does me killing him?
And you got rid of a murderer.
Huh.
Yeah, you got rid of a murderer. You took a murderer off the street. We saying.
I'm going to give it back to you.
Okay, you said it's not up to you, it's up to God, right? Okay, what did God say should happen to him? By who?
By God.
God said it should be killed by God.
Right.
That's what he said.
But
bring that verse back out that you had with the murder, right? Watch this. I want you to tell me what this means. You said God said he should be killed by God. That's what you're saying?
That's essentially not my.
Okay, right? Because you're saying I'm gonna reiterate your point one more time, right? Because you said it's not up to me, it's up to God. So let's see what God said.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, and verse 19. The revenger of blood.
The what?
Revenger of blood.
You said you're not supposed to be in the mindset of revenge, but what? Read it again.
The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer.
Shall what?
Slay the murderer.
No, that said God's gonna slay the murderer.
Himself shall slay the murderer.
What did it say? The noun? What was the noun there?
Himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him.
That's what God said to do. You said it's not up to you? Okay, fine, it's not up to you. See what God says. God said the revenger should slay him. So it's either you have a problem with God. If you don't, so do you take back what you said then?
No, I don't.
So you have a problem with God. Obviously. You obviously have a problem with God.
I don't know. I don't even know if there is a God.
So how do you not know if there is a God? You know there's acid in your stomach that can melt steel? So that's an accident?
How does that prove that there is
No,
a God?
I'm gonna make a lot of points right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
So there's acid in your stomach that can melt steel, bro. So that's just an accident to you?
I don't know. But my question is, how does that prove that there is a God?
Okay, So, if there isn't no intelligent design, how are you going to explain how our bodies are constructed the way they are? Because any other thing outside of that is an accident.
I can't.
On top of, yeah, you can't because there is a God. Also, do you believe, you say you believe in science?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, a matter has to be equivalent. There can't, something, like nothing can't come out of something.
Conservation of mass.
Yeah, that's what it is. I forgot what it is, conservation of mass.
Yeah.
So, people of science believe in the Big Bang Theory, right? So how is literally everything going to come out of one atom? Explain that. If you believe in the conservation of mass.
I don't preach that whichever I don't know. I'm not saying that there is a God, and I'm not saying that there isn't a God. I'm preaching I don't know. I don't have enough evidence to say that there is or there isn't. But if you claim that there is, you got to give me definitive proof that there is.
Okay. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Right? Let's just do that. Let's keep it simple, man. Let's keep it simple. I'm gonna give it right back to you. I don't want to take it, man. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy. This is written thousands of years before the transatlantic slave trade. You know about the transatlantic slave trade? What happened there? Yeah, that happened, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, now let's read something in Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it's saying that God's chosen people will be brought into Egypt again. Well, how? Wait, how did so-called black men get into America? I mean, how did they get brought here from, I guess, so-called Africa to America? On what? On a ship.
Yeah.
So read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
What happened to God's chosen people in Egypt?
But that doesn't answer my question.
No, it's actually, just follow me. Just follow my line of logic, right?
It was set free.
No, before that.
Before that,
They were in captivity
Yeah, they were
and slavery.
Yeah.
So read that all the way from top again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. We got here on slave ships. That's a prophecy. Keep going.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because the Most High God says we weren't supposed to see Egypt again. So this is talking about another place, a spiritual Egypt.
And there ye shall be sold.
What happened to us when we got here? Yeah. We were sold.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies
Yeah.
for bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave man and slave woman. Now, if there's no God, how did Moses, a powerful Levite, might I add,
That's right.
a powerful Levite, if there's no God, what spirit came upon him to literally foretell the transatlantic slave trade? Explain. That's just accident? You can't, come on, man. So I mean, you have to admit that there was some kind of divine prophecy there.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if this occurred.
You don't know, you don't know if what occurred.
I don't know, whatever it is you just read, I don't know if that occurred. I don't know if that's true.
What do you mean you don't know if it occurred? We have ancient manuscripts.
I'm showing
The literal manuscripts?
cheat of him.
Come on, bro. You playing games. Bro.
I'm not playing.
You playing games, bro. And even let's just say I didn't have it. This is literally a prophecy. This happened before the transatlantic slave trade. So it doesn't matter if I don't have the original manuscripts. You still gonna have to explain why this happened, exactly how he described it. You can't, because there is a God and he put a spirit upon Moses to preach that. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 32. Let's see if there's more just like this. I just showed you. And bro, intelligent design. You're not gonna tell me that we're just all walking around here as an accident. You're not gonna tell me that the Most High God, the humans, that the man has a privy part that's specifically made for a woman. You're not gonna tell me that we have like acid in our stomachs that can melt steel but doesn't harm us. You're not gonna tell me that the world has its own ecosystem to survive by itself. You're not gonna tell me all this is just an accident. You can't. It's just it's a pretty big coincidence. You know why? Because there's a God in heaven. Let's go back to what I was saying. Verse 32. Let's see if this happens.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Did that happen to us?
Is that also happening right now?
Is that not also happening right now? And a prophecy that happened that was 1,000 years ago.
My issue
Keep
that
going.
I'm having
Hold on,
now-
wait, there's more.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
There was no strength in our hand to go save our children when they got ripped from us from the slave ships. They broke apart families. The Bible prophesied that, man. You're not going to tell me this is just accident, bro. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 41.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question, you know what's going on with the ICE camps, right?
Yeah.
Immigrant children put in cages, right? 41, thou shalt beget sons and daughters,
Yeah.
but thou shalt not enjoy them. Are those parents enjoying their children right now? For they shall go into captivity.
What's going to happen?
Shall go into captivity.
No, man. They're behind cages, bro. Read that again.
Starting from the top, 28 and 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
You're gonna have to show me why is there so. Give me verse 48. I want you to show me. Google yokes of iron. Whoever you Google yokes of iron. Show me that. Let's see some more stuff that happened. Right. Go ahead.
This is the
I
28
want you to explain this.
and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Okay, we shall serve our enemies that the Most High God sent against us. The Most High God sent the so-called white man over and brought us over here to America, and we're gonna serve them for what?
In hunger,
In hunger. All of our food we have to go to the so-called white man. Keep going.
and in thirst,
Same thing.
and in nakedness,
In nakedness, we have to buy our clothes from the so-called white man as a majority. Keep going.
and in want of all things,
So if you want anything, you got to go to the so-called white man in his kingdom.
and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Okay, you got that picture? Look at that.
Multiple pictures. Yoke of iron.
Yoke of iron.
They did more. Yoke of iron. Yoke of iron. Right?
Yeah.
They did that to us. It's prophecy.
So that's a coincidence? Isaiah 42,
I don't
22.
know. I feel like there's a lot of interpretation going on.
How is? Hey, wait, whoa! You break that down then. You break that down then.
You're interpreting something from the Bible and applying it to ice. You're applying it to
Because they're prophecies. All this is prophecy. They said this. Read go verse 15. Go back.
But why,
Deuteronomy 28, verse
if it's
15.
necessarily, if it's prophecy, why did God just say this is based on what's going to happen? Yeah, ice. Why did
I know,
Why did it
15.
say?
It-
Why
what?
does it
What? It's
reference
gonna say-
ice specifically? Why
Come
does it
on,
reference
bro.
black
Bro,
people?
you being silly now, bro. These are men 4,000 years ago. And this is Moses seeing what's gonna happen, bro. I gotta literally pull ice out of here. I gotta pull ice out of here, bro. Right.
So you're saying why didn't they have ice? Right. What language were they speaking back then?
Yeah.
Aramaic.
No, they weren't speaking Aramaic. They're speaking Hebrew.
They were speaking of the native church of the people.
Yeah.
Was there, and what the letters ICE, were those characters in that language? I don't think so. So how the hell
No,
do
they
know what-
weren't.
How the hell do they know what ICE is?
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that God is perfect?
Yeah.
You believe that God is
Yeah.
perfect. If God is truly perfect and had one word to say, why wouldn't he make it so simple that there wasn't any interpretation? Why would he necessarily?
Wait, hold on. Before we go anywhere, right? Go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, right?
Why would God?
I didn't have to interpret any of that. You could obviously see.
You're doing it now. If you're saying
Okay,
that
hold up. No, let's read it again. Let's read it again. Give me well, I just had it. Not verse 15 was the last one we just
Oh,
had.
you want 48?
48.
Book of Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Hold up. Let's prove these are prophecies before you play your games. I know you'll play games.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass. What does that mean? That means in the future, it's going to come to pass. So it's a prophecy.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If we don't listen to the Most High God, this is what's going to happen.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So all these curses he's about to name, and we've been naming off curses. Let's go. Matter of fact, read verse 16. Watch this. Wait. Would you say the blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are in the poorest part of the city? Yeah, and didn't you say we were on the plantation fields? Yeah. Okay. Watch this.
Are we also the last hire and first hire?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and read it.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What's gonna happen in the city?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Yeah.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So you literally agreed that we're in the most we're most downtrodden in the cities, and you also agreed we were on the plantation fields. It said, "Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field." If I'm interpreting it wrong, give me an interpretation.
I'm not in the city. I don't live in the city.
Bro, you're playing games, bro. Who are our people? Get your precept. Get your precept.
This is Titus 3 and 10.
No. Not yet. You're the spirit. But where's our people at, man? That's funny. Where are our people in the city? That's what I asked. That's my original question, right? Everybody chill out. Okay, where's our people
You
at?
have to give me a bit more. Like, what do you mean, where are
And the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you look where they are in their positions in the cities, really the whole United States, we are in the lowest part of that.
Yeah.
It says, "Cursed shall." Yeah. Well, yeah, not everybody, because you have the select few that they allow to play basketball for basically pennies compared to the millions they make.
Why
So-
basketball? Come on.
So, whatever sport. And I'm just giving you one. Because you keep saying we keep interpreting. I want to give you specific answers. So let's go back to this. I want you to break this down, right?
16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
What does that mean? So I just gave you an explanation on it.
I imagine you're going to say blacks are poor in the city, right? And plantation, blacks, slaves.
So you basically gave me the same breakdown I gave you.
I'm saying that's where you're going to go.
No. Okay. How would you break that down?
I
Can you
would
say
break
this?
that down.
Wait, hold up.
I would break that down.
Before you say that, hold up. Right? You said no. Yeah, go ahead. Talk.
I would break that down based on the Bible, whatever happened previously. That's how you would interpret it based off of whatever.
So what happened in the past?
Whatever happened in the past.
Okay, watch this.
The Bible wasn't written today.
Okay, watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, 46. And they shall be upon thee,
No, they is talking about the curses that I just named.
shall be upon thee for a sign
For a sign, so you be able to see them, the curses on people.
and for a wonder, and upon thy seed
Upon thy seed, thy children,
forever.
forever, brother. Forever. You said it said it's in the past. This is forever. So wherever the Israelites are, they're going to see these curses, man. Give me Deuteronomy 30.
And you're saying blacks are Israelites?
I'm saying the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites
That's right.
because they fit all those curses.
So then what does that make white?
You want to see what that means?
Oh, wait.
Before I answer that, why do you want that answer?
You just described to me blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Asians.
Yeah, I know, but why specific? Why not the Chinaman? Why not the
That's
Japanese?
right.
Why the so-called white man?
Where does that leave Chinese people? Where does that leave Asians?
Let's go. Matter of fact, let's get the white people. Let's get the white
You
people.
reference white people, and I imagine that y'all are,
No. Okay, let's see how the Most High God feels about it. Good Malachi. Malachi.
You got a question?
Where you at? No.
What?
Give me Malachi
Really?
1 verse 3.
I said hello to you and you're like,
Okay, watch this, right? Do you know the so-called white man's nationality in the Bible? They come from the nation of Edom, from their forefather Esau. So let's see how the Most High God feels about Esau and his lineage.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1, starting at verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Verse 3. And I hated.
No, two, my bad.
God. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
So Esau is literally our forefather Jacob, who's going to change to Israel. It was his brother. So watch this.
And saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob.
You love who?
Jacob.
Us.
And I hated Esau.
Yeah, what?
Hated
The
Esau.
Most High God hates Esau, the so-called white man. And the proof is not just Esau, it's his whole nation. Watch this.
and laid their mountains and their heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said,
Who said?
Edom said,
Edom. That's the whole nation of Esau. Edom.
we are impoverished, but we will return to build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them,
They shall call Esau what?
the border of wickedness.
The border. A border is the beginning and end of something. They're the border of wickedness. That's why homosexuality comes from them so easily. That's why they go around and kill people so easily. What do you mean? I'm not saying the origin. I'm saying that's why it's so easy for them to do such a thing. So keep going.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So the Most High God has indignation against them forever. That's how the Most High God feels about the so-called white. So what do you think about that? I mean, that's sure. Go ahead. What you got?
Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 9. Only take heed to thyself
Take heed to yourself, your nation, man. Go ahead.
and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy sons. From thy heart, all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Matter of fact, give me Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 8.
That's right.
Give me Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 8. Because it's something, it's not that we're interpreting it. The prophets came out and taught the Bible and gave the sense. That's what we're out here doing. So get that, Nehemiah 8 verse 8.
This book of Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 8. So they read in the book of the law
The book of the law, that's this.
law of God distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Because all of our people don't understand the reading. Give me Isaiah chapter 28.
Who are all the people? Who are all about?
The Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native
I don't
Americans.
understand that. I'm black. I don't understand.
What do you mean?
You said all of our people understand.
No, I said all of our people don't understand, so we have to come out and give understanding. Yeah. So give me Isaiah chapter 28, verse. It's just stammering. I think it's 11. Yeah.
The book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 11.
Watch this, right? You said something earlier before about how if God had one word, why did he have one word? And why do you have to have so many translations? Because God's chosen people, it said, will be scattered into all nations. And if we're scattered into all nations, we'll be speaking the language of that nation. Like how, just like how we got scattered in, let's say Japan, right? We'll be speaking Japanese, we'll be speaking English. So if I came over there with an English Bible, they're not going to be able to understand it. So watch this.
Now wait, hold on. Whenever
The book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 11. For his stammering lips and another tongue.
Now what?
Another tongue.
Another tongue, another language.
Will he speak to his people.
Yeah.
To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary.
Original language said double back to here and just get full understanding. Because the original is written, can you speak Hebrew or Greek? So why would we do? Why would we out here with the original thing speaking Hebrew and Greek? Who are we gonna reach, man? Hold on, you gotta answer that. That doesn't make sense, do it?
one more time.
You said, why are we not out here with the original?
Yeah.
Because if we came out here with the Hebrew and spake it out of the Hebrew, nobody would understand it because our people don't understand it. That's why I said with stammering lips and another tongue we speak to his people. And he's doing that with English. He's doing that with Japanese. He's doing that with the KJV. He's doing that with the other translations for the most part. For the most part. Because I've seen some stuff that was crazy.
Are they all the Bible? So if I were to get the King James
That's a loaded
version of the
question.
Bible-
That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. That's not just a yes or no question. Because I could come out with something that's called the Bible, and it would be something evil, and I could just say, and that would not be the Bible. You have to see what's actually based off the ancient manuscripts, and the KJV is easily based off the ancient manuscripts.
So then the ancient manuscripts are imperfect.
No, how are they imperfect?
Because if you need translation, right? If you need to translate something, and two people are going to interpret it two completely different ways.
Hold up, no. You forgot what I said, right? if I'm out here, let's say I had the originals. I'm gonna say it again. Let's say if I had the original Hebrew for the old OT, so-called OT, or Greek for the so-called New Testament, and was out here reading Greek and reading Hebrew, nobody's gonna understand. So it doesn't make any sense. So like I said before, we do comparative text. If I see a word, I can go directly into the Blue Letter Bible and see what Hebrew or Greek word that is, and it gives me a definition of that word. Oh, not definition, usages, how the word's used. So I can look and see how it's actually used and see what it actually means.
That's another problem. If there are more than
How is that another?
If there's more than one usage, then one person can use that word one way and the other person can use it in
No, because if you look, do you know about primitive languages? Primitive languages means, I'll just say it in a very layman's terms. There's a word, there wasn't a specific word for each specific thing. A word could be used for light, like the same word could be used for light, which is fire, because they have primitive language, because they were primitive people. That's why there's different uses. You have to see how the word is used. It's context. Most of the words is based off of context.
I don't know, that just kind of goes back to interpretation.
That doesn't, bro. Come on, bro. Why are you playing games, bro? Why are you playing games?
I'm truly trying to get your understanding.
I gave you the understanding, bro. If you look at the Hebrew word and it gives you how the word is used, and you look at the context of how it's being used, you can see the correct usage. It's plain, bro. That's how it is, man. You just don't like. Do you just want to be? You know what the word contrarian is?
I imagine somebody who's always on the contrary.
Yes. Why are you're being that? You're literally being that because I give you sound doctrine, bro.
Because if I came here and I agree with you on everything that you said,
I don't think you should. I think you should. Okay, go ahead.
If I came here and I agree with everything that you said, how would that be competitive?
I don't think you should just come and agree. I think, give me 1 Thessalonians 5:21. You're supposed to try things to see if it's based off, like say if I give you a breakdown or something, right? You're not supposed to just take my breakdown. You're supposed to try it and see if this is what it actually means.
I am trying.
Okay,
Before you read this,
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 21. Prove all things.
Yeah.
Hold fast that which is good.
You're supposed to prove all things. Don't just listen to me. Don't just, like if I came up here and said John 3:16 means everybody can be saved, and I don't look at all the rest of the scriptures that contradict that, that must mean it's not right. So it says prove all things and do what?
Hold fast that which is good.
So you're supposed to hold fast to that which is good, which actually makes sense. So if I'm making sense, if I told you something and you go back and do your research and it makes sense, that's you trying it and proving it. I'm not saying you should just believe everything I'm saying. But if I'm giving you evidence, that you really can't even, you don't have an answer for it, obviously you're wrong and you need to do research.
At no point did I ever say that I'm right or that you're wrong.
I know, that's not what I said.
You just said that I'm wrong.
No.
said that.
Check this out, right? I said if I gave you evidence that you cannot dispute, that means you need to do research. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just speaking here. In the past, we were talking about it.
Go ahead.
You were mentioning that you were to speak in Greek. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
My argument, God truly wanted to speak to people in one language, right?
Who said he was going to speak to people in one language?
All right, let's not say one language. If God truly wanted to speak to people, he wanted everyone to understand whatever it is he said.
He didn't want everybody to understand.
So then why did he create people that wouldn't understand? So why create people that wouldn't understand?
Give me is it 2 Thessalonians? Say 2:11, right? Because his prophet, give me Zechariah 13, about the 2/3. Because the Most High God made people, he made all of his children, but he knows not all of them will listen to him. So he prophesied 2/3 of the people will be put to death who don't want to hearken to the Most High God's word. Watch this.
Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire.
No.
8. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass.
Shall come to pass showing some prophecy.
That in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
The third, the people who actually will listen will be left therein. Watch this.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried.
They shall call on my name.
They shall do what?
They shall call on my name.
They're gonna hearken to the Most High God's word and call on His name.
And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God.
So those are people who will actually listen. Now watch this.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11.
Work it out,
And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion,
That's talking about the 2/3.
that they should believe a lie.
They shall do what?
Believe a lie. That they all might be
They
damned,
may be damned.
who believe not the truth,
Believe not what?
not the truth,
Believe not the truth, which is law, statutes, commandments, and the prophet's word, and the so-called New Testament. The old Bible, just in general. Keep going.
but have pleasure in
Who
unrighteousness.
have pleasure in unrighteousness. That's the 2/3 who won't listen to the Most High God. That's what's going to happen.
My question is, what's the purpose of the 2/3, right? If God created everything, right? Do you believe that God created everything?
Yeah.
Right? And is God truly perfect?
Yeah, that's hold on, before you make that, you can't just line up the Most High God's perfect, so why is this happening? You can't just keep saying that.
Why
You can't.
not?
I'll show you why. Romans 9. Give me Romans 15.
Comes Romans 9 and 15. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
What did he say to Moses?
I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
The Most High God said, have mercy unto whom you have mercy on.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth.
It's not of him that willeth. So you can't will yourself to be a 2/3, and you can't will yourself to be a 1/3. It's of the Most High God to show mercy on you. Watch this.
Nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised up thee, that I might shew my power in thee.
Read that again.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised up thee, have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee.
You know who Pharaoh is? The Egyptian king who was punishing, or basically putting the Most High God's people into captivity. He raised Pharaoh up to be a big and mighty king just so he could destroy him and show his power. Just so the Israelites can be saved and take the land of Canaan and plant their flag there and be called Israelites. Because before then, we weren't called Israelites. Even though we were Israelites, we were called like the Shazu people. But when we got brought out of Egypt with all the plagues that happened there, the whole story of that spread abroad. It's like, oh man, they got an actual living God. All this happened. That's how the Israelites became a people. That's how he raised Pharaoh up to be a king so he can show his power and destroy him. Watch this.
It says, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doeth he yet find fault?
So why did he do that? So what was the purpose of him doing it?
For who hath resisted his will?
Why is this Most High God's will?
Nay, but O man.
Oh what?
O man.
You, oh man.
Who art thou that repliest against God?
So how are you going to reply against God? That's how he made it. He's the director of this world.
That's right.
We're all actors, and the other nations are extras, man. Keep going. Watch this.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Yeah, keep going.
Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump
Of the same lump, because we're all humans. We all come from Adam to do what?
to make one vessel unto honor,
One vessel unto honor. That's the Israelites. Keep going.
and another unto dishonor.
And another unto dishonor, the other nations. He made us an honorable people, man. So keep going. I think there's more, man.
What if God wanted to show his wrath and to make his power known?
That's pretty much it. Oh, no, there's more. My bad. Slop. Keep going.
It says, what if God wanted to show his wrath and to make his power known?
To make his power known, just like how he did with Pharaoh. Remember, like how he did with Pharaoh. He made his power known by building him up and destroying him.
That's right.
Endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
Fitted to destruction. He's going to show his power again and destroy the other nations and the 2/3 of his people who don't want to hearken unto his word. That's why he created them, to show his power. Because that's the Most High God. He can do whatever he wants to do. So get that.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 135 verse 6. Whatsoever the Lord pleased, that did he in heaven and in earth, in the seas and all deep places.
So basically, he do what he want to do, whatever he please. If he want to set somebody up just to destroy him, you don't go ask Steven Spielberg why this character died, because Steven Spielberg made the movie. The Lord do whatever he please.
That's what the Lord
So
does.
if you want somebody to die, they gonna die.
That's how that's
If you
gonna
somebody to think they going.
So what do you think about that?
I like it.
So now you got the breakdown,
You got the
man.
breakdown.
So you answered my question. I respect it.
That's right.
Okay.
Answer my question from your perspective.
Okay. I answer your question from the Bible's perspective. It's not about what I want to do. I'm just an actor.
Okay.
I follow the script, and this is the script, man.